What's up guys, it's Endymion, and today I want to talk about one of the most violent and downright hostile groups of aliens within the Mass Effect series. I want to talk about who they are, where they're from, and how they could continue to evolve or exist beyond the ending of Mass Effect 3. Today, it's all about the four-eyed slavers, the Batarians. Let's begin. The Batarians are largely an antagonistic force within the series, serving more so as cannon fodder for Shepard and friends to shoot into meat chunks. But in reality, if I had to give the Batarians their own nickname, it would be the punching bags of the Mass Effect universe. See, the Batarians are bad luck personified into a race. Every race in the Milky Way galaxy largely doesn't trust or even likes the Batarian race, as their entire culture is based around the concept of slavery, which is actually outlawed by the Council, which of course the Batarians find insane, and they continue to do so anyways. Since they are the punching bags of the galaxy, you really only have to look a little into how the Batarians have fared within the trilogy and beyond. To start off, originally the Batarians were meant to be the main force of enemies you would have fought in the original Mass Effect. I would assume this would be because Batarians largely hate humans and find their mere existence to be revolting. But likely to expand on that, the Batarians would have most likely have been indoctrinated by Sovereign, since their race and the colony worlds they rule all exist within the entry point, if you will, for the Reaper's doorway to invading every 50,000 years. Speaking of Reapers, thanks to the big cute cuttlefish robots, the invasion of the Reapers led to even more bad luck to the galaxy's most downtrodden race to an almost comical level. See, originally the Batarians fought with the Council races because they thought they were superior to the Asari or Turians, which is just funny to me because they're clearly not, and the Batarians ended up enforcing a self-inflicted exile where the majority of the race retreated back to their home colonies, and they severed all connections and dialogue with pretty much every other race. Then, when the Batarians got their cheeks beat by the humans a ton, Shepard included, a group of Batarian extremists decided it would be a good idea to drive an asteroid into Terra Nova, one of the human colonies. And surprise, Shepard obviously stopped them, and the Batarians lost again, only to blast off like Team Rocket. As if the failures and losses weren't enough for the Batarians, they ended up getting the brunt of the Reaper invasion and immediately lost almost all of their colonies, and their military was systematically wiped out almost entirely in an instant. Oh man, these guys really can't catch a break. They really are the punching bags of the Milky Way galaxy. They are just full of bad luck and poor decisions. But anyways, in the aftermath of Mass Effect 3, the Batarians can help Shepard to an extent, but it's not exactly a large force that helped with the Reaper invasion, since the majority of their military got liquefied when the Reaper's 360 no-scope headshotted the entire military. So where does this leave the Batarians in a potential sequel? Well, whereas in my previous videos I would say most races would be improved upon, like the Quarians, or expand in ways to protect their weaknesses like the Asari, the Batarians are in a horrifically bad and disadvantaged state compared to everyone else post Mass Effect 3. Their military doesn't really exist. Their colonies are almost entirely wiped out as soon as Mass Effect 3 begins, not to mention, Oh man, I can't believe I forgot about this until now, that during the Arrival DLC, Shepard is forced to sacrifice an entire Batarian system in order to stop the Reaper invasion from happening prematurely. So, the Batarians lost an entire planet and then some to stall the invasion. Then the Reapers invade anyways a bit later and end up wiping out even more Batarians as well. Like, was there a running gag at BioWare about how many bad things they could throw at one alien race when making these guys? Like, they aren't even just being kicked while they're down, they're being curb stomped, shot in the kneecaps, and thrown out of a plane without a parachute at this point. It's ridiculous. I really hope in the future the Batarians have some sort of comeback, even if they are at the very least becoming a little more friendly and don't keep having the worst luck in the entire series, then I would be okay with that. And in retrospect, I was looking at the squad rosters for the original games, and I think in hindsight of course, that a Batarian squad mate in Mass Effect 3 would have been a really smart and welcome addition to the team. Because this is a race that we as players are completely and utterly detached from in terms of sympathy or understanding. A Batarian squad mate that joins Shepard following the downfall of their civilization is reluctant and distrustful of Shepard, but seeks refuge could have been great. I imagine it as having a hardened Batarian squad mate who happens to also be a family man and a father, and he escapes the initial invasion with like 2 of his kids, but his wife seemingly dies in the invasion, and he sees Shepard and their crew as the only refuge they could rely on. And throughout Mass Effect 3, seeing the devastation of the other Council races, killing other Batarians that had become the cannibal class Reaper enemies, and ultimately having this Batarian squad mate have like a loyalty mission where he would discover a concentration camp where Reapers are holding and transforming Batarians and other races into enemies. And he would learn of this location because his wife has like a tracker transponder that she kept on her, and it begins beeping at this location. So he pleads to Shepard to help the Batarian father's squad mate to find his wife. And because I'm evil and I like twists and emotional scenes, have the loyalty mission end with the Batarian squad mate finding his wife. But she's already been turned into a Reaper enemy. And he has to say goodbye and put his wife out of her misery so she doesn't have to live as a Reaper enemy anymore. And then they have a conversation after Shepard helps the Batarians shut down the camp, and how he sees why Shepard had to make the hard choices they did with halting the invasion. And that sometimes the right choice isn't clearly defined, but sacrificing some in the hopes of saving others, in this case, the Batarian mercy killing his brainwashed wife so their kids don't remember her that way, would have been a nice bridge between Shepard and understanding the Batarian people to some extent. But no, instead we just blast Batarian scum away and shoot them in their 4 eyes. Sorry for making a whole emotional story there, but it would have been cool to have a Batarian squad mate, because they deserve to be explored further, like the Geth were in Mass Effect 2 with Legion. Because as it stands, they are simply an alien race that likes to enslave people and then sell them, and they like being racist, basically. There's absolutely no sympathy or connection between us and the Batarians. They are literally just cannon fodder to shoot and use biotic powers on. So hopefully the team at BioWare gives the Batarians a chance in the spotlight sometime in the future. Like a Batarian squad mate, but he has like an eye patch over one of his eyes. Actually, no. Make it more like 2 or like 3 of his eyes, like multiple eye patches. Oh, that would be so dumb. I would love it. I just hope the Batarians can bounce back from the devastation that was the Reaper invasion, because if they don't get a foothold in the future, there's literally no hope for them at all. They're gonna get wiped out and farmed by whatever evil threat that comes next. Like just imagine like a Batarian cutscene in the next Mass Effect game, and he's just like walking down the street and he's complaining like, oh, my wife left me, my kids hate me, I lost my job today, this day can't get any worse. And then he like looks up in the sky and it darkens, and like the Ket are invading their planet. Oh, they are punching bags. I'm awful. I know. Anyways, guys, that's the video on the Batarians and their hopefully much brighter future. I mean, the Vorcha are kinda also just cannon fodder, but at the Batarians, at least we can, they can be like redeemed at least. The Vorcha are kinda just like space rat goblin people. Imagine a Vorcha love interest. Oh my god, that'd be great. Also, did you know the Vorcha are voiced by Mark Meer, the guy who voiced Male Shepard? Well, now you do. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you've seen and you want to see more, I got plenty of Mass Effect content on the channel and then some. Let me know what topics you want me to cover in the future. And I also want to say I might do like 1 video a week about some sort of game-related news topic as well. I did one last week on Disney wanting to buy Spider-Man and even Sony as a whole, and I just really enjoyed making that. And I got other topics I want to talk about in the future too, but don't worry, there will still be Mass Effect and Dragon Age content going forward too as well. I just want to do a news video every week if I can. It's just fun to do. Well, I'm Endymion. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.